hip shit on the shelf. Cause the way the real wealth is being real myself. My eyes have seen the glory of the coming of the left. I can't do it by myself, so I'm asking for help. It's time to switch it up, put the hip shit on the shelf. Cause the way the real wealth is being real myself. My eyes have seen the glory of the coming of the left. I can't do it by myself, so I'm asking for help. Money, money, money. All you got is nothing wrong with being wealthy. Like Kanye West says, having money is not everything, not having it is. No, Deuteronomy 8:18 says God gives us the ability to create wealth. Yo, it's the love of money that's Deuteronomy. You know what? Money so much, why you get up and go to work? Yes, I do think about all the things that my dick got. I'm just trying to leave a legacy for money. It's not everything, but when you got it, you can do some cool stuff. Now, your host for Talking Money in the Morning, financial health mentor to the working class, Mr.
Good morning, and welcome to Talking Money in the Morning Live with your main man, H. Cortez, the one and only financial health mentor to the Black community, everybody's favorite fatherpreneur, where I do my best to bring practical, proven wealth building strategies to working men and women all over this great nation of ours. Coming to you live and direct from the Worth Clark Realty Studios here in St. Louis, Missouri. If you're local to the St. Louis area, you're trying to get your feet wet and by way of real estate, don't have your license, but you're kind of trying to see if it's worth going through what it takes to get licensed, I want you to give my Aunt Edie a call at 314-477-1797. She's got a license and she's getting a little old and up in age, and she's looking for an apprentice, so to speak, that you can partner with her, help her get her signs out, go show some houses and things of that nature, and she will split the commission with you. A lot of times 50-50, right? How would you like to earn anywhere from $4,000 to $6,000, you know, by helping her out and get some of these properties sold? So if you're serious and you're in the St. Louis area, you know how to generate, you know, buyers and things of that nature, you really want to get into the real estate game, this might be a good place for you. So give her a call at 314-477-1797. Now, let me warn you, this is my wife's auntie, one of my wife's favorite aunties. So if you run afoul to Aunt Edie, you run afoul to me, right? So only reach out to her if you're serious, guys. But she's seriously looking for a kind of like an intern slash apprentice type person to help her with some of the things that she needs to get done by way of real estate. So do me a huge favor, if you're checking this out on Periscope, go ahead and tap the screen for the hearts and swipe left or swipe up, and make sure that you share this, or I invite your followers to come check us out here. We're doing live free game Friday live Q&A. You can ask your questions on Periscope. If you're checking us out on YouTube, if you want to ask questions, you can jump over to Periscope at Cortez Springer. That way I can see your questions. Unfortunately, I can't see them on YouTube. Or, of course, you guys know on Facebook, you're doing the same thing. But YouTube, go ahead and hit subscribe, man. I'm pushing for 1,000 subscribers this month. By the end of this month, man, I'm at 906 or something like that. So I got another 94 to go. So hit the subscribe button if you haven't already subscribed. Copy the link, share it on your favorite social media timeline. Same with you guys on Facebook. I see Tunisia and a few others have already shared the stream. I appreciate that. And remind me to ask people to share in the middle of the show, because other people jump on towards the middle of the show and I just forget to ask them to share, guys. So remember, sharing is caring. Really quickly, let me tell you exactly who the show is for. This show is for risers and grinders, man. You guys already know I'm a future billionaire. Well, I'm a current billionaire who's it's gonna probably take me about 10 years for those billions to manifest. But I'm already a billionaire. Trust and believe that. Right. But this show is for those who want to build legacies for their family. This show is for those who are sick and tired of being sick and tired, so much so that they're ready to take action. Because, you know, the story of the dog laying on the nail gets me every time, right? You guys are familiar with that story, right? Farmer walks up to his neighbor, and every day he comes over to see the neighbor. The dog is laying down, moaning and groaning. He asks the farmer, what's wrong with the dog? She's laying on the nail. Comes back day after day after day. He still sees the dog laying in the same. Man, what's wrong with the dog? He's laying on the nail. Why doesn't he move? It's not hurting bad enough. Some of you aren't hurting bad enough. That's why you haven't joined the Black Wealth Movement, because you're not hurting bad enough. This show is for people who have come to a place where they're hurting bad enough and they're tired of hurting, so they're ready to take action, right? On the other hand, who is the show not for? It's not for those people who aren't hurting bad enough, because you won't make a move if you ain't hurting bad enough. It's not for the people who are stuck in a permanent mannequin challenge in their life, making no moves, right? Everybody knows somebody like that. You in a mannequin challenge in your life. You ain't made a move since you got out of school. This ain't for y'all, man, because you that mentality won't get you nowhere. And if we were to deal with folks like you, that mentality would only slow us down. So no disrespect. I am out to save the world, yes, indeed. But I have to start first with the people who want to save themselves. So if that ain't you, this ain't your show. Like I tell you each and every morning, I don't have a problem with you not wanting to be wealthy. That's your prerogative. I only have a problem with you when you have a problem with me wanting to be wealthy. Do not get in my way, because you will see the most non-confrontational person in the world become very confrontational if you start getting in my way of my pursuit of greatness. You never seen a future billionaire before? I want you to get your cameras ready. You're ready to take a screenshot. I'm gonna give you my best side this time. Then hold me to it and watch me work, because it can in fact be done. You can become a billionaire. We was just looking up the founders of Uber. Uber was founded in, what was it, 2009? And it's a $3 billion company right now, less than 10 years later. Huh? Yeah. See, we study wealth around here. All right. So really quickly, the announcements are, y'all letting Father's Day creep up on y'all, man. Y'all can go to books.financialhealthmentor.com, grab a couple books for the dads in your life. Give them the gift of knowledge this Father's Day. Don't give them no another doggone tie, man. They don't need no more cologne, man. Give them the gift of knowledge this Father's Day, right? Books.financialhealthmentor.com. Got to order by noon on the night if you want me to get it there on time, right? Let's see. New class coming up, guys. Those of you who attended the how to build your website class, I'm gonna need a huge favor from you. I need you to do me a video testimony, right? I know some of you guys don't like video, but if you could do a video testimonial on how you thought the class went, I would appreciate that. You just drop it in my inbox. But that class is over. I will package it up and make the replays available for sale, so you can always grab the replays and learn how to build your own website from scratch. The new class is Video Marketing 101, or Video Marketing for Beginners. If you're not using video in your marketing, you're leaving money on the table. You're leaving thousands of leads on the table. Video marketing is where it's at. So I'm going to teach you how we do that. Teach you how I was able to overcome my fear of getting in front of a camera and speaking to you guys like this, right? Right? He said, not live though. No, that's cool. It can be recorded. I'm cool with however you want to get it to me. I appreciate that, Robert. Robert built a killer website based on our classes last night, and now he's look out for some of the blogs that's gonna come out of this guy, man, because I just got a feeling that he's gonna put some killer stuff together on his blog too. And then last but not least, man, you guys know the Black Wealth Movement is in full effect. I want to pay it forward for 50 people to join our movement. I'm gonna let y'all sit with that for a second. I want to pay it forward for 50 people to join our movement. I just want to bless some folks. You got to be serious about 5 things. You got to be serious about your family. You got to be serious about building a legacy. You got to be serious about our community. You got to be serious about teaching our community economic empowerment, and you got to be serious about paying it forward for at least 3 people yourself. You don't got to pay it forward for 50 people like me, but you at least have to pay it forward for 3 people. See, what we're doing is we're recruiting ambassadors. See, if I get 50 people all over the country, then that's 50 little hubs where people will go in and start teaching our community how to build wealth, how to maintain wealth, how to then transfer that wealth to the next generation. 50 people. I'm not playing, man. We need this, and y'all know doggone well we need this, and y'all still sitting on the fence. You need this in your own personal life, and you still sitting on the fence. What gives, right? So inbox me or comment Black Wealth Movement below if you're ready to start today. Don't comment if you're ready to start next month. That don't help me. I don't know why it would take you that long to start something that somebody's going to pay it forward for you. And it's not going to cost you anything to start. I get that. People say, yeah, I like it, man. I love the movement, man. We need this. And I say, okay, you ready to start? Yeah, I'm going to get started next month. Wait a minute, I'm paying it forward for you. It's costing you nothing. You don't pay your $35 till next month. But we talked about that. That's how you know you got Blackophobia. That's how you know you got Blackophobia, is when you can't make a decision, right? All lights got to be green before you go, before you make a move, right? And then here's the thing. Here's what I want you to get. Some of you are not joining the movement because you're straight. You're straight. Some of you are not joining the movement because you're straight. But I want you to think about all the people around you that are not. Some of you are not joining the movement because you're straight yourself. You say, hey, Cortez, I know how to minimize my taxes. I know how to eliminate my debt. My credit is good. I have my own business popping already. I got my investments going. You're straight. But think about the people around you that are not straight. And you can't teach them what you know because you don't have a system. You know it, and you know it, but you don't have a system to plug those people into it that will allow them to learn at their own pace and get in them what you know. You might need to join the movement for them, because as somebody who got their money together, now you have a greater influence and say, hey, y'all, here's what I did to get my money right. I didn't do it through this system. I used my own system, but this system will get you to where I am. You might need to join the movement for them, for the people around you, and use your influence to get their money right. Because here's what happens. When you got your money right and everybody else doesn't, you end up being the Federal Reserve for your family and friends. Right? You end up being that for your family and friends. They come to you for everything financial. Right? You got your money right, you paying for the funeral. You got your money right, you paying for nephews to go to school and nephews' graduations and all that kind of stuff. Why don't you join the movement, then pay it forward for them to get in the movement so they can get their money right? Right? So really quickly, we'll recap. We just did 2 shows. We did two-part shows this week. Early in the week, we did looking back to move forward, right? Some of the things that you do, you got to look back on before you move forward. Sometimes in order to move forward, you have to step back a couple yards so you can get a greater perspective so you can move forward. We did part 1 and part 2, the 4 things you look back on. You look back on the things that you've been consuming. You look back on the places that you've been hanging at. You look back at the people you've been hanging with, and you look back at the things that God has already delivered you from in order for you to move and propel yourself forward. Right, we did part 1 and part 2. I'm not going to go through that. Get your questions ready, y'all. If y'all want me to just talk, I will talk, but I want to know what you guys want to know about branding, marketing, business, finance, taxes, whatever, right? And then the last 2 days, we've been on this Blackophobia kick. And that is a new word. I'm going to go ahead and get with Webster and say, hey, man, y'all got to put this on in your dictionary. Blackophobia. What is blackophobia? It is the innate fear that Black people have of becoming successful. Blackophobia. Acrophobia is the fear of success. Blackophobia is Black folks' innate fear of ascending to new heights. In other words, Blackophobia is Black folks' fear of their own greatness. How do you know you got Blackophobia? Because you talk a lot and never do anything. How do you know you got Blackophobia? Because you have to wait for all lights to be green before you go. How do you know you got Blackophobia? Because you're idea central, but you execute on none of them. You got all the ideas in the world, but you ain't doing nothing with none of them. How do you know you got Blackophobia? Because you are scared to death to make a move of any sort. How do you know you got Blackophobia? Because you run from people that will hold you accountable. You run from people who don't take excuses from you. Right? I have people who hate to see me coming because the last time we talked, you said you was going to do X, Y, and Z. And the first thing I'm going to say when I see you, because I love you, is how is X, Y, and Z going? And now you're going to have to come up with some excuses which aren't going to fly with me. Because like in the words of the great Yoda from Star Trek fame, you either do or you don't do. There is no try. You either do or you don't do. There is no try. Right? Robert, I like that. He said, I live by a new creed. Be the change you seek. Be the change you seek. So people hate to see me coming because, hey man, I got excited when you said you was getting ready to start your own business, nephew. I got excited when you said that you was gonna start investing, nephew, niece. So when I see you, hey, how's your investment looking? What investment? So you just talking just to be talking, right? How do you know you got Blackophobia? Is you move with no sense of urgency. You move with no sense of urgency. You got all the time in the world to fulfill your dreams. That's how you move through life. Man, I don't know when my father gonna call me home. And I don't know how much of my mission I've gotten complete. So I'm trying to complete as much of it as possible. Takes my wife to talk about me, man, because she knows that I just run, I just go, I just go, I just go. She's like, dude. And the funny thing is, my 17-year-old son is just like me. Yesterday, I connected with my girl Ariel, and we're shooting a commercial for young biz kids, right? My 17-year-old is playing my son in the commercial, but this commercial is taking a long time because they got to set up all the equipment, they got to set up the scene, set up the shots, and he and I both are like, man, this sitting still thing is for the birds, man. I got things to do. But it turned out really nice. You guys are gonna love it. I think my son might like acting a little bit. He's a big time basketball player, but he might go into acting in a little bit. But it's just funny. And when we, like for instance, when the weather is bad or something, or I have some meetings scheduled and they fall apart, my wife looks at me. She's like, "Man, I feel sorry for you because you're just walking around the house like you don't know what to do with yourself." I'm like, I know, because I ain't have a backup meeting. My meeting fell apart. So now I don't know what to do. And my son is the same way. Basketball practice get canceled, or can't get to the gym. It's raining outside, can't go outside. It's like, ugh. So it's a funny thing. But anyway, you walk around life like with no sense of urgency. That's how you know you got Blackophobia, right? Another way you know you got Blackophobia. Again, Blackophobia is what? Is Black people's innate fear of ascending to new heights. In other words, it is Black people's fear of their own greatness. Blackophobia. And I've got this on record for the last 3 days. So if somebody goes and tries to copyright this term, I got you, right? Blackophobia is my new term, right? So I'm gonna go ahead and get it trademarked and all that good stuff. But blackophobia, Black folks' innate fear of ascending to new heights, right? Black people's fear of their own greatness, fear of success, blackophobia. So number one, you stay getting ready. That's another one. How do you know you got blackophobia? I stay getting ready. I'm getting ready to do this. I'm fitting to do this. I'm fitting to do that. Peace, James. How's it going, my brother? I stay do. If you got blackophobia, you stay getting ready. You always finna do this. Finna do that. You never do it. Because one of the other symptoms of blackophobia is you stay running from people who will hold you accountable. When you tell me you finna do something, I'm gonna say when. And then you give me the date, I'm gonna say how. And you tell me how, I'm gonna say why. And you say, well, yeah, the blackophobia t-shirts are coming. I'm probably gonna get with my man Javion. He's got a t-shirt company, so I'm gonna work with him this weekend. He's kind of going through some stuff, but yes, we're gonna make that thing pop. We're gonna make that thing pop. How? And then you tell me how you're gonna do it. I'm gonna say where you gonna get the resources from. I'm gonna hold you accountable to doing what you say you finna do. I'm gonna hold you accountable. So you guys are gonna be able to hold me accountable next week, and you're gonna say, Cortez, how's that blackophobia t-shirt coming? And if Javion can't get it done, then I'm gonna go on Fiverr and have somebody. It's gonna get done, right? So we gotta start holding each other accountable. I'm waiting on y'all to do your questions, y'all, or you're filling the blanks. I'm just rambling until I get some questions. Today is all about y'all, man. How, right? I'm going to call you to the carpet because I want to make sure that you have a plan. You know, I got a couple nieces who are bad with the makeup. You guys know a lot of the women are doing a lot of makeup tutorials. My niece is bad with the makeup. She is bad with the makeup. I told her you need to get on my course, How to Build Your Own Website, so we can get you rolling. Uncle Cortez, I forgot. Why you ain't remind me? Because you grown. That's why I ain't remind you, because you grown. Grown people don't need reminders to do what they say they want to do. Why didn't you remind me? Because you grown. You in business. Oh, you don't keep a calendar? You're bad. I call you to remind you to take the class that you need to grow your business. Uncle or no uncle, you grown. Businesswoman. Yes, I got the part two, Bethany. I know you were traveling, but part two, I will get in the group. And then I told the team who were on yesterday that I actually got 2 more videos that I have to put in the group. And all of my future classes are going in that group. So unless you just want to pay to be on something live, you'll eventually get all of my future classes too. Because I appreciate y'all for believing in me enough to say, yeah, I believe that you can teach me how to build my website. And you guys paid. You didn't ask for no discount. You didn't you didn't say, let me give you half now and half later. No, you just said, hey, all right, you can teach me, so teach me. And you paid the price and didn't ask no questions. So I appreciate that. So I always over deliver on anything that I do, man. I'm just a giving guy, right? So I do have a question. Somebody said, please explain the rule of 72. So the rule of 72 is a mathematical formula that allows you to determine how long or how quickly your money will double based on the interest or the rate of return that you're getting on your money. So for instance, if I'm getting 8% rate of return on my money, I would divide 72 by 8. And 72 divided by 8 is what? $72 divided by 8? Okay, Bethany's got a question. Good. She's got her Southern Butterfly. All right. 72, 8 goes into 72 how many times? 9, right? So 8 goes into 72 9 times. So what that means is if I'm getting 8% rate of return on my money, I have a $10,000 one-time investment that I put into an investment account because, oh, we're supposed to be holding each other accountable. Who got their brokerage account open while we're talking about the rule of 72? So $10,000, I put it into the bank account or the brokerage account, and I'm getting 8% rate of return. So that means in 9 years, that's going to double to $20,000. In 18 years, that 20,000 is going to double to 40,000, right? In 27 years, that 40,000 becomes 80,000, right? 36 years, that 80,000 becomes 160. So the rule of 72 says you will always know how much your money is going to double based on your interest rate. So let me ask you a question. If you only have your money in the bank in a savings or checking account getting 1%, how long does it take your money to double? It's not a trick question. If we just explained the rule of 72, you take your interest rate, you divide 72 by your interest rate. That's how long it's going to take your money to double. If your money is in a bank account and you're getting 1%, how long is it going to take your money to double? Bethany said, too damn long, right? 72 years. And then my mentor, who's worth about 700 million, tells me is that when you're looking at your investments, which a lot of people don't, you always have to account for two things: taxes and inflation, and taxes come first. So in 72 years, my $100 is going to double to $200. But I made $100 in capital gains, and Uncle Sam wants a piece of that. And if the cost of living doubles every 18 to 24 years, in 72 years, my $200 is worth about $50. You guys get that? So it took 72 years for my money to double. But in 72 years, the cost of living doubled 3 times. So my money doubled once, but the cost of living doubled 3 times. So my money is literally worthless. Right? Worth less or worthless? Are you guys following this? See, this is why you got to study money, because your bank will make you think they're doing you a favor by giving you a 1% rate of return. I went into a good question, LeVincent. Give me the name of your business if you have one. I like to give you a business shout out when we do these calls and these Q&As. Right? Real quick, and let me do this before I answer your question, Vincent. I think somebody else had one before you. If you, I went into a bank, my credit union, and I was making some deposits for my sons, and they had a water bottle up on the thing with the company logo on it. I said, man, what do you have to do to get one of those water bottles? And she started going into this long dissertation about how wonderful this new program they had and this new investment option, and it was 0.5%. So you just mean to tell me I give you my money at 0.5% for a damn water bottle, and you excited and you explaining this to me with a smile on your face like you doing me a favor? But what they're gonna do when I give them my money, they're gonna take my money to Fidelity, T. Rowe Price, Vanguard, places like this. They're gonna invest my money and get 10, 12, 15% rate of return and give me the 0.5% they promised me. And that's how they make their money. See, they don't make all of their money by lending other people's money out. No, they want your money so they can invest your money and then give you what they promise you. But it's kind of like that parable in the Bible where the workers came and they came to do work. And one came early in the morning and said, I'll give you a penny a day. I'll give you a penny for the day, or whatever the money was. I'll give you this amount of money to work for the day. And the person agreed. And then another person came in the noonday hour. He said, hey, I'll give you the same amount of money to work for the rest of the day. And then another person came in the evening hour and said, hey, I'm gonna give you this amount of money to work for the day. Now the amount of money was the same. But how many of you guys know the person in the evening hour got the better deal? But the person that started in the morning hour was pissed off. But wait a minute, this is what you agreed to. Don't be mad. This is what you agreed to. So when you got your money in the bank and the savings accounts, your CDs and your money markets, and you're getting less than 2% rate of return, don't be mad. That's what you agreed to. That's what you agreed to. Yeah, my evangelist said that's what she was thinking. That's what you agreed to. I'm telling y'all though today, stop agreeing to that. Stop agreeing to that. We can go right to the same places that they're going to put our money, and you can put your money there yourself, right? More on that topic, man, because I want to give y'all some other stuff on that. Bethany, you had a question that I did see. I did see. All righty, you did. Where did it go, Bethany? You did ask a question. Oh, there it is. All right, question. Bethany's company is Southern Butterfly Entertainment. She's got a lot going on with her oils, with her books and her t-shirts. Cortez, will you be able to help create a marketing package and strategy that'll help me launch my next positive affirmation t-shirt? Yes, why certainly, Bethany. Why certainly. So a couple things that I want you to think about. I want you to think about the budget for this launch. I want you to think about the offer. What can you include to make this a really, really sweet deal that you can still turn a profit from? Let's see, if I was launching a t-shirt campaign, yeah, I would definitely think about the budget first. Think about the marketing campaign. Think about some partnerships, right? All the people that you can partner with. Maybe somebody like myself, you send me a t-shirt, I can wear it on the show one day, right? Think about some people who can get that shirt some visibility for you. Kind of think about some stuff like that, and we can put that together. But it's really going to come down to the numbers. So what is your budget like? And what platforms will you be using? Will you mainly use Facebook, Instagram, Twitter? What are the platforms? What are the numbers like on your platform? Are you already building an email list? Do you have an email list to blast? Think about people who got an email list. I have an email list and I can blast that offer to, right? So yeah, start thinking about your budget, and then we can kind of know where we can go from a marketing perspective based on that budget. And then what is your goal? How many t-shirts do you want to sell at launch, right? Yeah, let's work on that, Bethany. See, I didn't get it done yesterday, but It'll happen today. Had a watch everything. Okay, yeah, good deal. So go if you didn't get your. I appreciate that so much, Bethany, because it's not an excuse. You're just saying you didn't get it done, and that's what I like to hear when you hold people accountable. Did you do X, Y, Z? No. If you want to hear why I didn't, that's cool. But the answer, the bottom line answer is no, I didn't get it done. But she said she's going to get it done, so I appreciate that. Angela said me. Options Express is who she went with. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Who else got their brokerage account open yesterday, right? So what are your recommended vehicles for investments? LaVinson, do you have a business? If you have a business, give me the name of your business. I'm gonna tell y'all, man, and this might hurt some feelings, and I'm not saying what you're doing is wrong, but when you're mentored by somebody who's worth 700 million, you kind of listen to what they say over somebody who isn't. My mentor teaches me that the greatest return on your investment is to invest in your own private equity business. So there's a lot of cool investments out there available for you. Bitcoin is blowing up. Some of the other cryptocurrencies are blowing up. Some of the other gold and silver, paper assets and things of that are blowing up. But I want to show you something. When I say private equity business, I can take $35 and invest it in my own business by paying it forward, LaVincent, for you to join the Black Wealth Movement. Now, when you join the Black Wealth Movement, you're going to agree to pay it forward for 3 other people. That $35 that I just spent to invest in you to get your finances right, once you pay it forward for 3 people, have just turned into $62.50 for me. So I took 35 and turned it into $62.50. Right? So I got my initial investment back and some property. So T&J Emporium LLC, is that you, LaVincent? So I took $35 and I got $62.50 back. Now watch this. I am no longer vested in that investment, right? My capital that I initially put up, I already got that back. So anything that happens from there, I'm still receiving income off of that initial $35 investment. So you paid it forward for 3 people who are then going to pay it forward for 3 people, Vincent. My return on my investment, when those people pay it forward for 3 people, that's 9, 2, 4, 6, that's 18. Wait a minute, let me, I'm trying to picture it in my mind. So 3 and then 9, right? Okay, so from the 9 that paid it forward again, my return on that is $450. No, it's not. It might be somewhere right. It might be, let me see, 50, 50, 50, 50. That's 200. Yeah, my return is $450. So I took $35, invested into my own private equity business. And that might have taken a month or so. Maybe it took 2 months for that to happen, but it turned from $62.50 to $400 and something and some change, right? And then those people are going to pay it forward, and that 400 and some change is going to turn to over 1,000. Now, Bitcoin is doing this thing, but it ain't doing that. So one of the best things that you can do is invest in your private equity business. One of my favorite examples that I like to use is Bob Johnson of BET took $15,000 to buy BET, the cable station. And in less than 30 years, he turned it into a billion-dollar enterprise. That's private equity. Private equity can do that. I don't know if he could have invested in some sort of stock. I don't know if he could have invested in Bitcoin. Maybe Bitcoin will, if you invest 15,000, will be $1 billion in 30 years. I don't know. But private equity business is first and foremost. The second thing that I like is, my mentor teaches me, if you go to into mutual funds, like a company like Fidelity or T. Rowe Price, and you just get something like a corporate bond fund where it will return 10, 12, 18% rate of return. That's basically you being the owner of a financial team, you hiring a GM, which is the money management company, and then that GM will turn around and hire a head coach, which is the person who's actually going to manage the funds. And then you just manage the GM and the head coach and know when to fire them. Right? So I figured out what things I will have as part of my packaging. Okay, good. For my capture page. Okay, good. So we just need to put some time on the calendar then, Bethany. Let's see, what else? The parallel between job employment and indentured servitude is, man, I mean, that parallel is jaw-dropping, jaw-dropping. The parallel between job employment and indentured servitude is jaw-dropping. And he's being nice because he don't want to say slavery. He's being nice. Because I want you to think about what the slaves got. I want you to think about what the slaves got in return for 24/7 labor. They got clothes on their backs, one of the greatest. They got food on their table, wasn't the best, scraps in most cases. They got a place to stay, wasn't the best, but it kept the rain, most of the rain off of their head and kept them out of the elements, right? Most people who are working a job today have just enough money to put clothes on their back, put food on their table, put a roof over their head, and have some sort of transportation. Now tell me I'm lying. Most people who are working today have just barely enough money to put food on the table, clothes on their back, a roof over their head, and have some piece of transportation to get them to the job. Slaves got the bare minimum of what they needed to exist. Most people who are working today can only afford the bare minimum of what they need to exist. So that's why I say the parallel between the job employment and indentured servitude is jaw-dropping, that nobody else is picking up on this and saying that this ain't right. There's gotta be a different way. Nobody's doing that. Appreciate that, Robert. And Robert is from Planting Future Gains Financial Education Group. Planting Future Gains. So go to plantingfuturegains.weebly.com and go to GoDaddy, Robert, and see if plantingfuturegains.com is available. Go see if plantingfuturegains.com is available. That way you can have a vanity domain and chop off the .weebly.com. Tell the people the biggest secret that the bankers won't tell you. I was going to get to that, Corbell. I appreciate that. Listen, guys, a lot of people think the rule of 72 is the banker's secret. A lot of people think the rule of 72 is the banker's secret. A lot of people think the eighth wonder of the world, as Warren Buffett puts it, compound interest, is the banker's secret. The real banker's secret, y'all ready? I want y'all to lean in. The real banker's secret Banks ain't got no money, man. That's the real secret. Banks make all of their money off your money. You guys get that? Banks got no money, man. Banks make all of their money off your money. See, where I'm from, they say game recognize game. I don't know about where you from, but where I'm from, they say game recognize game. And when I ran the streets, and I was recruited as a young man to be a street corner pharmacy tech, right? I'll just say that. All right, I was recruited at a very young age, teenager, 13, 14 years old, to be a street corner pharmacy tech. And as you out there doing your thing, you had some of the older G's or older guys, they call them OGs, they would say, let me, you want to get some more work, you want to re-up. And they would take all the little guys like me who didn't know any better, and they say, how much you got, your young blood, young cuz, whatever, set, depending on where you come up with. It says, yeah, I need to re-up. I got 50, I got 500, I got 200. And they would collect all of our money because they had none. They would collect all of our money. They would go to the Connect and they would get the wholesale, and then they would take that back to their spot. They would break it down and they would parse it out based on the retail for give us all what we contributed to them, and they would have a few ounces left over that didn't cost them anything. They were just able to manipulate those who didn't know. Banks are doing the same thing. You don't know that you can go to Fidelity and get 10% rate of return on a corporate bond fund. So let us sell you on, hey, come keep your money safe with us here, and we'll make sure that you get at least a little bit of interest too while we're keeping your money safe. And then they take your money to Vanguard and they get 10% and give you less than 1%. So that's how that thing works, man. T&J Emporium LLC. What do you guys do, Tina Young? What do you guys do at T&J? A radio personality, number one. What is the cost for the Dun & Bradstreet's number? Number two, what are some trade lines I could begin in my business credit? So I think somebody answered that for you, Ray. I'm in that process right now. I would look to my girl. Yvette for that. The Dunn's number don't cost you anything. I know Uline is a good place for trade lines. Granger is another one. I think one of the office supply stores is another good one too. But let's get with Miss Yvette on that. And we'll make sure that she gets you set up, because she's on a mission to change 3,000 employees into bosses. 3,000 employees. She wants you to go from boss to employees. Banks don't have any money, and banks make all their money off your money. Yep. Anyway, I'm just trying to make sure, I know we're getting close to time, that we don't have any more questions out there. Dun & Bradstreet will approve you for lines of credit based on your ability for your business at Bethany, like TransUnion. Yeah, okay, good. Yeah, Granger, Quill, and Uline are the three easiest ones to go. But when you touch bases with Miss Yvette, there's some credit lines that you can get right now. And you got to get you a business address, right? You don't want your personal address on for your business. Sell general merchandise and gifts. Okay, T&J Emporium. Good deal. Any more questions, man? I love the interaction, man. I like coming off the cuff with from a lot of different stuff, man. But that banking situation, man, it's you understand. And here's why people don't go directly to Fidelity and T. Rowe Price and companies like that, because a lot of times to get some of those funds that pay double-digit returns, you have to Start your fund with $3,000 to $5,000. And if everybody is living paycheck to paycheck, nobody has the $3,000 to $5,000, and the banks know that. The banks keep you check to check with lending and all of that kind of stuff. So yes, you've got to get your money in order, and that's what Project 1000 and the Black Wealth Movement does. See, when you understand the tax game in this country, and you say, hey, by simply adding a 1099 to my job, I can pay less taxes on my job up front out of my paycheck. That gives me a raise. Now you're smart. You're saying, I'm not going to take this raise and go buy me a new Coach bag every month. I'm not going to take this raise and start pouring money into this little hoopty I got and try to get some rims on and get the windows tinted and the mug barely runs. No, you're going to take that money and you're going to put it on all of your debts. Pay off your credit cards, pay off your student loans, pay off your car note early, anything, pay off your payday loans, your furniture loans, your cell phone leases, whatever that's killing your cash flow. Minimize taxes, eliminate debt. When you start eliminating debt, especially from the credit cards, that boosts your credit score. And then we have credit education that will take your credit education even further. If you got some old stuff, some derogatory stuff that you need to challenge and get removed, we got you covered. Then from there, you freed up your money. Now let's talk about saving up $3,000 so that you can open up your account with Fidelity, T. Rowe Price, Vanguard, places like that, so you can start getting better returns on your money. Got you covered in investing. When you learn all of that, so many people do not know that you can become a financial educator and make money by teaching people these strategies. This is why the Black Wealth Movement is going to change the world. But I need 50 ambassadors. I'm ready to pay it forward for 50 people right now today who want to join the Black Wealth Movement and help us bring economic empowerment to our community. Anybody on the stream who's not already part of the movement, ready to join the movement and help us move this cause of bringing economic empowerment to our community, comment Black Wealth Movement now. And just say you're going to trust us. You may not have seen the video where I explain the numbers and all that stuff, but you just know this is a movement that you got to be a part of. Comment Black Wealth Movement now. And we're going to get you rolling with us today. Coach says, have you written the review for my book yet? I haven't seen it on Amazon or received it in my business email. No, I have not, Bethany. So I will have to get that done for you today. I will get that done for you today. And if you don't see it by noon, you can hold me accountable and say, hey, Jigga, you said today, where you at? And I'll get that done for you today. Right? And I want to tell you something about writing a review. I'm gonna write a review and I'm gonna put a picture on that review. Why am I gonna put a picture on that review? Because every day I have on one of my brands every day. So I do a picture review when I do my reviews, because that is me able to get free advertising on Amazon, one of the biggest platforms in the world. So if you don't see it by noon, you have the I'm giving you permission to call me a Jigga and say, hey Jigga, where you at? You say it by noon today, you're just gonna get that done for me. I do have your book on my website though, so if anybody want to grab it, don't go to Amazon, go to books.financialhealthmentor.com and grab Bethany's book from there. All right. Says you were correct about me misunderstanding the parallel. By the way, okay, cool. It's all good. That's why we're here, man, to build each other up, man. What are your thoughts on Forex trading and options trading? If that's your thing, Tawana, cool. But it's nothing like investing in your own business. If you have a good business model and your business is profitable, pour the money into your business, right? Because here's another thing that people don't understand about businesses, especially businesses that are home-based. The evaluation of the worth of your business is always 10 to 20 times the yearly revenue. Last year, I made about 20 grand in my home-based business. And some people would say, well, your business is worth 20 grand. It's not worth 20 grand. It's worth 20 times 20 grand. It's worth 400 grand. You guys get that? Your business is worth 10 to 20 times its annual revenue. I made about 20 grand in my home-based business last year. My home-based business is not worth 20 grand. My home-based business is worth 20 times 20 grand. It's 400 grand, right? So you got to understand how to calculate your net worth. Poor and middle class people calculate their income, their hourly wages, their annual salary. Wealthy people start to monitor their net worth. By the end of this year, my business will be worth $1 million. Now, does that make me a millionaire? Yes, I have $1 million net worth, but that don't mean I can go touch $1 million. And that's okay. But if you have $1 million net worth and you keep pouring into your business, eventually, you will be able to do even more, right? You will get to the place where you can touch that $1 million, right? I am waiting to see my main income increase. I owe less than 4,000 left on my car, and I'm so ready to pay it off. Yeah, so Bethany is part of our movement. She's adjusted her W-4 because she's got a couple home-based businesses. So now she's waiting on her increase to show up on her job. She's gonna take that extra money and pay off her car. When she pays off her car, Bethany, do you mind saying what your car note is? Because whatever that car note is, when she pays it off, she gets a raise of that amount in her cash flow immediately. So say her increase is an extra $300 a month. She pays a regular car note, adds the $300 to it to hurry up and get that $4,000 paid. In a few months, that $4,000 is gone. Now she just increased her take-home pay on her job, and she just increased her cash flow by eliminating the debt. Now, because she's on a path to building wealth, Bethany is not going to trade that car in to get a new car note, like so many of us do. We pay off a bill, and the first thing we do is trade up and get the bill right back. I almost said something that I would regret later on. That's ridiculous. I was going to say another R word, but that's ridiculous, right? So love, you got to put my peeps up on Blackphobia today. Yeah, so if you guys want to jump off, we're pretty much done. Mojo does her show right after me. Buying depreciating goods. Hell to the gnaw, right? Black Wealth Movement, good. Black Wealth Movement, good. And she called you a jigger too. All right, yeah. So Carl, let's get you rolling, man. You've been saying that you're ready. Maybe you're ready today. Let's get it done today. Let's get it done today. All right. Yeah. June, peace, brother. June Collier, another guy who understands the power of investing in your own business to get the greatest returns. I'm not saying that you can't invest in Forex, options trading, stocks, bonds, mutual funds, gold, Bitcoin. I'm saying if you have a profitable business, don't neglect the ability to pour money into your business, because now your returns could be 1,000%, 1,000,000%, 1,000,000,000%. I just told you I paid $35 for somebody to join my business. The next week, that $35 turns to $612 or something. The week after that, it has the potential to turn to $400. The week after that, it could turn to $2,000. Bitcoin ain't doing that. Am I saying there's anything wrong with Bitcoin? No. I'm just saying don't neglect your ability to invest in private equity business, whether it's your own business or another private equity business before it has gone public, right? Teshua, if you haven't jumped on with Evan in the Teshua water, understand that that's a Black-owned company that sells alkaline water. They own part of their own aquifer, and they've yet to go public. So that's an example of getting in with a private equity company, right? I'm just saying, y'all, we got to start thinking. Plus the amount of credit that comes with that business. Exactly, Corbell. Exactly. So yeah. So Bethany will, when she pays off her car note, her cash flow increases $384 per month. Who would like a $384 cash flow per month increase? Comment Black Wealth Movement if you're not already part of the movement, so we can pay it forward for you to get started today. All right, last few, and then we got to get out of here. Trading would be a way of generating income to pour into the home-based business. Yeah, but trading is also a way to consume your greatest asset, which is time. Is the income that you're going to be getting from trading currency, is that going to increase fast enough that's going to be able to compensate from the time that you're taking away from building your empire, where you could put that same amount of time and money into your business and get a greater return a lot faster, is what I'm saying. I'm not saying don't do it. I'm just saying you have to evaluate all variables. What when you change your W-4, what about a person that pays state taxes? Also, should they change? I don't change my state W-4. I do the federal and I leave state as it is, because sometimes that's where the offset comes in. So for me, the last time I did mine and I got my return, I end up owing the federal $700 because they took zero taxes out of my check the whole year. And then my state, because I was paying into the state, I end up getting a $1,300 state return, which offset the $700 that I owed the Fed. So I leave my state the same. I leave my state the same and do the Fed. I'm seeking investor sponsors, underwriters for my new radio station. That's private equity business right there. That's private equity right there, right? So you want to invest in a radio station? Hey, there you go. All right, guys. So that's it for me, man. Those who commented Black Wealth Movement, I'm going to inbox you right now. If you're serious and ready to go, let's go. If not, and now it's not a good time, that's cool. But I'm looking to work with the people who are serious and ready to go right now, because we need to move this thing forward. And like I said yesterday, success loves speed. A lot of people aren't successful because they like to wait, sit back and say, hey, I'm going to take my time and I'm going to do this. Success loves speed, man. Make a decision, commit to that decision, and then start doing the things that back up that decision, and do them quickly, do them effectively. Move with a sense of urgency, y'all. You do not have all the time in the world to build your empire. Just know that. So act like that, move like that. So I'm Ace Cortez, the one and only financial health mentor to the Black community. Until I talk to you guys next time, I want you to get your money up, because you absolutely can do it. Peace out, people.